Farm equipment dangers, staying safe around agricultural machinery. Modern farming relies on powerful machines, but that power comes with risk. Tractors, combines, augers, sprayers, balers, these aren't just tools, they're potential hazards if not respected. In today's video, we're diving into farm machinery safety, what can go wrong, how to prevent it, and real stories that show why it matters. Welcome back to our series on safety in agriculture. In this episode, we're focusing on farm equipment and the critical role safety plays in preventing injuries and saving lives. If you operate, repair, or work around heavy equipment on the farm, this one's for you. Let's start with the most common machine on the farm, the tractor. Tractors are involved in more fatalities than any other type of farm equipment. Rollovers, runovers, and entanglements lead the list. The number one prevention? Rollover Protective Structures, or OPS. Yet in many rural areas, tractors are decades old and lack this basic safety feature. In Manitoba, a farmer was crushed when his tractor tipped into a drainage ditch. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and the unit had no ROPS installed. He died before help could arrive. The investigation confirmed that the entire incident was preventable, with equipment dating back to the 1980s. Rollovers are especially common on uneven terrain during turns on slopes or when using front-end loaders improperly. Without ROPS and a seatbelt, the tractor becomes a deadly trap rather than a protective space. That's why retrofitting older models should be a priority and wearing a seatbelt should be non-negotiable. Entanglement is another silent killer. Power takeoff shafts or PTOs rotate fast enough to wrap up clothing, hair, or limbs in under a second. One lapse in focus, one exposed shaft, one missing shield, that's all it takes. The danger is increased when workers wear loose-fitting clothing, or when older equipment lacks up-to-date safety guards. There was a case in Iowa, where a worker was clearing brush when their shirt sleeve got caught in the PTO shaft of a post hole digger. The result? A traumatic amputation. It happened in less than 3 seconds. He had done the task dozens of times before. That day he was tired, distracted, and wearing a long-sleeve flannel. And then there's grain augers, which are notorious for pulling in hands and arms. Even when guards are in place, older augers often have exposed intake areas. Add wet grain, unstable footing, and dim lighting, and you've got a recipe for disaster. A teen worker in Alberta was severely injured when he attempted to clear a clogged auger with his hand. The machine was still running. He didn't realize the rotation had only paused, until it resumed. His arm was pulled in up to the elbow. His life changed in an instant. Let's not forget combine harvesters. They're massive, full of moving parts, often operated in low visibility and loud environments. People can be hit, caught, or crushed if safety protocols aren't followed. Add night work, fatigue, and tight harvest deadlines, and you've got high-risk conditions. Another issue? Maintenance. Farm equipment is rugged, but not invincible. Belts wear, hydraulics leak, lights go out. Performing a proper pre-operation check can mean catching a brake failure before it becomes a fatal accident. Yet on busy farms, inspections often get skipped in favor of getting to work quickly. Let's talk about spraying equipment. Operators are exposed to chemical drift, accidental splashes, and skin or respiratory contact. PPE is vital, but so is understanding weather conditions, wind speed, and safe dilution practices. Improper mixing of chemicals can create toxic reactions. Faulty sprayers can leak hazardous substances onto the skin or eyes. Even smaller tools like chainsaws and brush cutters cause thousands of injuries each year. Kickbacks, slips, improper cuts, and lack of PPE are common culprits. These tools may seem manageable, but they require just as much respect and preparation as larger equipment. A worker in Oregon lost partial use of his hand after a chainsaw accident while clearing branches. He was wearing gloves, but not a proper safety glove. He skipped his regular eye protection that morning because it was just a quick job. That decision cost him 6 months of work and permanent nerve damage. So how do we reduce the risks around machinery? Let's look at some essential strategies. Always read and follow the manual. Even if you've used the machine for years. Safety guidelines change, updates happen, review them, and ensure that every user does the same. Inspect before use. Check fluid levels, tire pressure, shields, lights, brakes, and steering. Don't assume yesterday's condition is today's reality. Look for leaks, worn belts, or cracked hoses. Use seatbelts, always, especially on machines equipped with ROPS. A ROPS without a seatbelt is almost useless in a rollover. It can even cause additional injuries. Keep bystanders back. Children, pets, even experienced workers can get hurt if they're too close. Use cones, signs, or ropes to create visual boundaries. Shut down before service. Never service or unclog machinery while it's running. Turn off the engine, release pressure, lock it out if needed, and communicate with your team. Train every operator. Don't let someone learn from guesswork. Walk them through it and review safety steps regularly. Training should include demonstrations, practice, and follow-up assessments. Stay visible. Use lighting, vests, and mirrors, especially when working in low light or around buildings. Reflective tape and slow-moving vehicle signs save lives. Keep cabins and walkways clear. A stray tool, a loose water bottle, or a tangled cord can lead to slips, trips, and falls inside machines. Use the right tool for the job. Don't try to make a loader do the work of a forklift. Don't stretch a job around what's convenient. Match your equipment to your needs. Mind your environment, watch for slopes, soft ground, uneven terrain, overhead wires, and poor visibility. Situational awareness can prevent disaster. Farm machinery saves time and effort, but only when used responsibly. It's not about fear, it's about respect. Respecting the power, the danger, and the responsibility. If you're a supervisor or farm owner, take time to evaluate the equipment your team uses. Are guards in place? Are manuals available? Are inspections done regularly? Do workers feel empowered to stop and ask questions? If you're a worker, speak up when something feels wrong. Don't brush off strange noises or weird vibrations. Don't bypass guards or rush through repairs. The job can wait. Your safety can't. And if you're a parent bringing kids onto the farm, set boundaries. Machinery is not a playground. Teach by example. Let them see you using PPE, following rules, and prioritizing safety. What's your biggest equipment safety challenge? What rules or habits have made a difference on your farm? Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Share your stories, your lessons learned, and the moments that made you stop and think. And if this video gave you something to think about, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with your crew. The tools we use should help us, not harm us. Let's keep them that way.